think things through. How about this? Here's a graph of our current revolving debt load versus our current savings. Yikes, that doesn't exactly scream recovery, does it?
Not in the slightest. Like so many charts these days, there's no nuance here, is there? They all jump off at you. All these charts are crazy. It's our market. Again, let's just keep thinking right now. We'll follow through in a minute, but just keep thinking for a second. Ready?
Look at this graph. When did our debt problem really begin? When we just decided overnight to start spending on credit as if it was cash in the bank. When our fear of consequences seems to have evaporated. It's glaring. Let me show you and see if you can point out the moment. Our revolving credit consumption is the red line. Let this sink in for just a moment.
Newsflash, we like to buy we can't afford. Now, specifically, if we zoom in, it's March of 2010. That month, we decided to charge and not look back. And of course, since that time in 2010, as we've just shown you, we've really kind of painted ourselves in corners, haven't we? And it is a corner that we have never seen before. Nothing like this debt crisis that we currently find ourselves in.
To be clear, our savings is as low as it has ever been, ever, dating back to at least the 1950s. And our revolving debt is by far worse than it has ever been.
And you'll note that revolving debt really didn't exist in any capacity until just around the year 2000. Our debt didn't exceed our savings until 2005. And in 2010, we just went totally nuts and journeyed to destroy any semblance of savings that we had while charging cards like there was no tomorrow. So what does this tell us? What should it tell you? The solution is screaming at you right now, but you just don't believe it, so you're not listening for it. Here's the truth and the headlines. When you understand this, accept this, you can then do something about this. Remember, Rickenbacker gave you 6 words, think things through, do something about it, right? Well, I'm gonna give you 6 more words to do something about. Here we go.
3% rates will not stand.
The prime rate raises has those 3 rates primed to fall. They'll be refied to deal with the debt crisis with debt consolidation refinances at prevailing interest rates, or these people will sell those houses, or they'll default on those loans. Doesn't really matter which one, those 3% rates are gone. Now, look at this graph of savings versus debt. What other options are on the table? Now you know your audience, Mr. and Mrs. Loan Officer and Real Estate Agent. What you need to do now is go hunting for listings and loans, because it's going to happen with or without you. We are blowing past the point of people wanting to hold on to those 3% rates. Frankly, they are no longer going to be able to. You need to understand your role in this solution. And remember, the sooner your past clients and friends can make good decisions, the better off they're going to be.
Now, we all know that decisiveness and execution are hard. You executing a plan for those listings and loans requires a well thought out plan that you follow through with, even if immediate results fail to meet your expectations. It's hard for the clients to come to terms with the mess that we can clearly see many have made with their finances. This isn't easy, but it is our market. It is the solution for you, and it is the ultimate way to help your database. That being, helping them with the hard decisions.
You ever go to a concert and you're like, this is the greatest concert ever? And then they come out with the encore and you're like, oh my God, that was even better than I thought it could ever be. Well, it's a lot like this market right now from the perspective of a loan officer or a real estate agent, right? It's like, man, things couldn't get any crazier than this. And man, wait for the encore. You see, I talk to a lot of loan officers and realtors out there right now, and I know that a lot of you are worried about where you're going to work next. But you need to be asking yourself, and I mean this here, just a little tough love, are you employable? You know, given the current state of the market and your marketing and mining prowess? Honestly, I want you to think about this. How many transactions is a client or a past client worth to you? Have you ever thought of that? You might be asking yourself, what are the parameters? Everybody is different, but my question is, do you have a plan, man? The answer is, if we can be honest here for just a couple of secs,
there is no plan.
Now you can go ahead and turn me off right now because somehow I've offended your sensibility, but in reality, I might be right here. Okay? What's a client worth to you? It's an easy enough question. What are you doing to earn that value from a past client or a current client?
What exactly is the plan?
I mean, it goes iron, carbon, heat, and air and this side, and then steel pours out the other side. That's how it should be with you. A prospect goes in here, a ravenous past client comes out the other end who refers you a bunch of business. So what is it? What's a client worth to you? Because my premise is you lose more business through inefficiencies with your business than you do through ineffective marketing. We spend all of our time, energy, and resources trying to find somebody who has that one thing that we can't get out of our head, that they want what we have. They need to buy a house, so they have to get financing. Outside of that, you don't know anything about a prospect. Your past clients have everything. They check all the boxes except that one. They don't need to buy a house from you right that second. So we overlook the better option in favor of the people who don't know us. And we spend enormous amounts of time and money doing this. And in the process, you're asking yourself how to get better at Facebook to find these people, when you ought to be asking yourself why Sally hasn't sent you a referral over the past 2 years. See, we can help by putting you in our group pods with other loan officers who want to meet new industry peers and troubleshoot these and other very difficult questions that are facing us all. Solving solutions through loan officers with loan officers. If you want to be a part of it, you can go ahead and click it down below, but that's not the point here. You see, I was looking this up. A guy named Eddie Rickenbauer, check him out, he's got credentials. Eddie Rickenbauer, he said, I can give you a 6-word formula for success. Those 6 words are think things through, then follow up. That's what you need to do with your past clients. And again, shameless plug here, if you work with us on pods, we're gonna help you with this equation.